Most people think communication is about talking more, speaking louder, trying harder to impress people. But honestly, that's exactly why nobody truly listens to them. Weak people speak emotionally. Desperate people over-explain. Insecure people try too hard to be noticed. But powerful people understand something different. Real influence does not come from loudness. It comes from calmness, control, and presence. Think about the most respected people you've ever seen. Truly confident people rarely rush their words. They rarely beg for attention. They don't constantly interrupt others trying to prove themselves. They speak calmly because they know their value doesn't need to be forced onto anyone. And that's what makes people listen. Meanwhile, emotionally weak people destroy their own presence without realizing it. They speak too fast, react too quickly, get defensive too easily, talk too much when nervous, seek validation through words. And the more desperate someone sounds, the less powerful they appear. That's why silence is often more powerful than endless talking. Calmness creates authority. Emotional control creates respect. And in today's world, where everyone is loud, reactive, and desperate for attention, the person who stays calm instantly stands out. If this message already feels different from typical advice, like this video and subscribe, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why powerful people don't need to raise their voice to command respect. Now here's something most people never realize. The more desperate you are to be heard, the less people actually respect your words. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how insecure people constantly try to prove themselves? They interrupt others. They overtalk. They explain too much. They become emotional the second someone disagrees with them. And without realizing it, they slowly lose authority in every conversation. Because true confidence never needs to force itself onto people. Real confidence feels calm, controlled, patient, and honestly. This is why some people can walk into a room quietly and still command respect without saying much at all. Their energy feels different. Their body language feels grounded. Their emotions feel controlled. Meanwhile, weak people try to dominate conversations because deep down they fear being ignored. But powerful people understand something important. Silence often speaks louder than endless words. If this message already feels valuable, like this video and subscribe, because most people are never taught how powerful calmness truly is. Now think about modern society for a second. Everyone is competing for attention constantly. Social media rewards loudness. Emotional reactions get the most views. People talk faster, react faster, argue faster, and desperately try to be noticed every second. But this creates a dangerous problem. Most people no longer know how to communicate with calm authority anymore. They confuse loudness with confidence. But loudness is often insecurity hiding behind noise. Truly powerful people don't feel the need to prove themselves every minute. They speak slowly because they think clearly. They stay calm because they control their emotions. They listen carefully because they are secure enough not to fear silence. And honestly, listening is one of the most underrated forms of power today. Weak people listen only to respond. Powerful people listen to understand. That difference changes everything, because when people feel understood, they naturally begin respecting you more. Meanwhile, people who constantly interrupt, over-explain, and emotionally react make others feel exhausted around them. That's why emotionally intelligent people often become the most respected people in the room. Not because they talk the most, but because every word they say carries weight. And honestly, that's another sign of power. Speaking less, but meaning more. Weak people use many words to seek validation. Powerful people choose words carefully because they understand that calm communication creates stronger impact than emotional reactions ever will. Think about leaders, disciplined men, successful business owners, or highly respected individuals. Most of them don't rush conversations nervously. They don't constantly seek approval. They stay composed under pressure while everyone else becomes emotional. And this is exactly why people naturally trust calm individuals more. Calmness signals control. Emotional stability signals confidence. Patience signals strength. Meanwhile, emotional impulsiveness signals weakness, insecurity, and lack of discipline. And honestly, this is why mastering your emotions completely changes the way people perceive you. The moment you stop reacting emotionally to everything, your presence becomes stronger instantly. People begin listening more carefully. Your words carry more weight. Your confidence feels more real. And the best part is, You no longer need to chase respect desperately because calm self-control naturally attracts it. And honestly, this is why many people feel invisible in conversations today. Not because they are unintelligent, but because they communicate from insecurity instead of inner confidence. They speak while emotionally anxious. They seek approval while talking. They fear silence so much that they fill every moment with unnecessary words. But powerful communication is not about talking constantly. It's about emotional control. The calmer you become internally, the stronger your presence becomes externally. That's why disciplined people often appear more respected even before they speak much. Their energy feels composed. Their reactions feel controlled. Their emotions feel stable. And people naturally trust emotional stability more than emotional chaos. Think about someone who stays calm during pressure while everyone else panics. Instantly, that person stands out. Why? Because calmness under pressure signals strength. And honestly, this is exactly why emotionally reactive people struggle to command real respect. One criticism ruins their mood. One disagreement triggers anger. One uncomfortable conversation makes them defensive. And over time, people stop taking emotionally unstable individuals seriously. Because when emotions control your communication, your words lose power. If this message is opening your eyes, like this video and subscribe, because learning how to control your emotions might completely change the way people see you. Now here's another powerful truth. Confident people do not rush to speak because they are not afraid of silence. Weak people panic during silence because silence makes them feel ignored or unimportant. So they overtalk, overshare, and over-explain, constantly trying to maintain attention. But calm people understand that silence creates presence. Silence creates mystery. Silence creates authority. In fact, some of the most powerful moments in conversations happen when someone stays calm instead of reacting emotionally. Imagine two people arguing. One person becomes loud, emotional, defensive, and impulsive. The other stays calm, speaks slowly, and controls their emotions completely. Who appears stronger? Almost always the calm person, because emotional control is one of the clearest signs of mental strength. And honestly, this is why powerful people rarely feel the need to dominate every conversation. They don't chase attention desperately because they already feel secure within themselves. Meanwhile, insecure people constantly seek validation through words, opinions, arguments, and reactions. They want everyone to notice them, but true confidence doesn't beg for attention, it naturally attracts it. And this changes the way people respond to you completely. When you stop trying too hard to impress others, people actually begin respecting you more. When you stop speaking emotionally, your words begin carrying more weight. When you stop reacting impulsively, your presence becomes calmer, stronger, and more attractive naturally. That's why Stoic thinkers valued emotional discipline so deeply. They understood that the person who controls themselves controls the conversation, not through force, not through aggression, but through calmness, patience, awareness, and self-control. And honestly, in a world filled with loud people fighting for attention every second, calm communication has become rare, and rare qualities always stand out. And honestly, this is where communication becomes much deeper than just talking skills. Because the way you speak is often a reflection of the way you think internally. A chaotic mind usually creates chaotic communication. An insecure mind creates desperate communication. An emotional mind creates reactive communication. But a disciplined mind creates calm, clear, controlled communication. That's why self-control changes not only your life, but also the way people experience your presence. Think about how different conversations feel around calm people. You naturally pay more attention to them. Their words feel more intentional. Their energy feels grounded. They don't desperately seek validation. They don't panic trying to prove themselves constantly. And because of that, people unconsciously begin respecting them more. Meanwhile, emotionally reactive people often lose respect without realizing why. They talk too much when nervous, interrupt constantly, defend themselves aggressively, react emotionally to criticism, overshare to gain approval. And over time, this weakens their presence completely. Because powerful communication is not about saying the most, it's about controlling yourself enough to say only what truly matters. And honestly, this is why emotionally disciplined people often become natural leaders. Not because they force authority, but because calmness itself feels powerful. Think about it carefully. When everyone around you is emotional, reactive, loud, impatient, and desperate for attention, the calm person automatically stands out. Calmness creates stability. Stability creates trust. Trust creates influence. And influence creates respect. That's why people who master emotional control often succeed not only socially, but professionally too. Because employers trust calm people more. Teams respect calm leaders more. Relationships feel safer around calm individuals. Even conflicts become easier to handle when someone knows how to remain emotionally balanced under pressure. And honestly, this is why learning how to communicate calmly is not manipulation, it's self-mastery. You are learning how to control your emotions instead of allowing emotions to control your behavior. You are learning how to think before reacting, listen before speaking, stay composed instead of impulsive. And those skills quietly separate mature, disciplined people from emotionally unstable people over time. But here's the important part most people ignore. Calm communication is not weakness. Many people confuse emotional reactions with strength because modern culture glorifies loudness, aggression, and constant attention seeking. But true strength is staying in control of yourself when emotions want to take over. True confidence is not needing to prove yourself every second. True power is being able to remain calm even when others lose control emotionally. And honestly, once you master this, your entire social presence changes. People interrupt you less, listen more carefully, respect your opinions more, feel calmer around you. Because emotional stability naturally creates authority without forcing it. That's why powerful people speak calmly, not because they are weak, but because they have already mastered themselves internally. And at the end of the day, the people who command the most respect are usually not the loudest people in the room. They are the people who remain calm, disciplined, emotionally controlled, and fully confident in who they are, even in a world full of noise, insecurity, and constant reactions. If this video made you realize that real power is not about being loud, but about mastering your emotions, controlling your words, and staying calm while everyone else loses control, then don't ignore this lesson the moment the video ends. Because most people will. They'll continue reacting emotionally, speaking desperately, chasing attention, and wondering why nobody truly respects them. Don't be one of them. Starting today, stop trying to force people to notice you. Stop over-explaining yourself. Stop reacting emotionally to everything. And start building the kind of calm confidence that makes people listen naturally. Because the people who command the most respect are usually not the loudest people in the room, they are the calmest. If you're serious about becoming more confident, more respected, emotionally stronger, and mentally disciplined than the distracted majority, hit like right now, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this channel is for people who are tired of weak habits, emotional reactions, and insecurity and ready to become calm, powerful, and fully in control of themselves. And before you leave, go to the comments and type, "I speak with calm power." Make that your mindset from today forward, and share this video with someone who talks too much, reacts too emotionally, or struggles to make people truly listen to them. Now click the next video on your screen, and continue becoming the calm, disciplined, high-value person that naturally commands respect, without ever needing to raise their voice.